Would Krab Rangoon be better in pizza form? I had to find out. So I scoured the internet for all its Krab Rangoon pizza recipes, and in all their glory, I distilled them into what I think is the best one. Mine. It's crispy, it's crunchy, and it's a portal into a world of culinary wonder and joy. It's a goddamn Krab Rangoon pizza. For this pizza, I'm going to use my 16-inch New York style pizza dough, which I pulled out of the freezer this morning. Usually I make my pizza doughs in batches of 6 and freeze them off after they've nearly completed their cold ferment. More on that later when I make a video about my New York style pizza dough recipe. The dough usually takes 2 to 3 hours to thaw, and from fridge temp, which is around 38 degrees Fahrenheit, we'll need 3 to 4 hours to rest at room temperature before being ready to shape. This will also work great with a dough ball from the grocery store like Trader Joe's or your local pizzeria. Just make sure it has enough time to rest before you start. First things first, before you even start making your pizza, get your oven set to the highest temperature it can reach. For most home ovens, that's around 525 to 550 degrees Fahrenheit. I usually set mine to 550 for New York style pizza. Let it preheat for at least 45 minutes, ideally an hour, with a pizza steel on the bottom rack. A pizza stone will also work, but you won't get the pizza as crisp. I cannot recommend the steel highly enough. Alright, so this video is going to be a lot like my Krab Rangoon video, but with more steps, and you end up with a pizza at the end instead, so you can make up your own mind about whether that's worth it. Let's make our base. A mixture of cream cheese, crab, green onions, water, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and sesame oil. Just like in the last video, thinly slice your green onions, this time doing 4 for the entire pizza, and set aside 2 tablespoons for garnishing later. Roughly chop your fake crab and throw it in the bowl along with the green onions and about a 1/4 cup of cream cheese. Then add a few teaspoons of soy sauce, a dash of sesame oil, and a dash of rice vinegar, and mix well. If it feels too thick to spread on the pizza, just thin it out with water 1 tablespoon at a time until it reaches this consistency. You could also use some soy sauce instead if the salt wasn't quite right. Alright, we've got one more mixture to make, and that is bang bang sauce. Just mix a 1/4 cup of mayo, ideally Kewpie, but regular works, and it's what I'm using. Then add a tablespoon of sweet chili sauce and a tablespoon of Sriracha. That's it. Now let's assemble the pizza. Begin by patting out your dough, being careful not to deflate the crust. Use whichever method you're most comfortable with for stretching out the dough. For me, I can usually get away with a couple stretches on the peel like this, then I let gravity pull the dough across my fists like this. If needed, I'll toss it like I am here, but it's not always necessary, and you don't want to toss the dough if it's already quite thin. This looks just about right. From here, I scrape off the flour and sprinkle on a layer of semolina. Spread the base mixture across the pizza and up to the crust. Put down a light layer of grated mozzarella. This is an even split of skim and whole milk, low moisture mozzarella from Trader Joe's. Second Trader Joe's plug of the episode. Then drizzle the bang bang sauce across the dough, reserving some for later. And then next, either launch from your wooden peel or pull the dough onto a metal peel. I prefer the metal peel because I find it knocks off more of that semolina flour. That said, it is a potential failure point if you rip your dough in the process. Once the pizza is in the oven, it usually needs to be rotated once, so let's set a timer for 5 minutes. While that's baking, we've got one more thing to do. We need to fry some thinly cut strips of wonton wrapper. Just take 2 to 3 wrappers and slice them into 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch wide bands. Toss them in a shallow pot with neutral oil on high or medium high, and fry until golden brown. Then retrieve the strips, place them onto a paper towel to drain, and salt. And perfect timing, the pizza is ready to rotate. Just run the metal peel under the dough and rotate it 180 degrees by hand and pop it back in for another 5 minutes. Now would be a great time to take care of as many dishes as you possibly can, and to grab a cutting board or flip over your wooden peel for landing. If you want, you can also pull out a wire rack with a cloth towel on it to initially place the pizza on. I find that especially if you couldn't get off as much flour as you wanted before launching, this is a great way to remove more before cutting. Just slide the pizza on top, hold it, and whip out the towel. And vacuum, probably vacuum, yeah. Or anyway, look at that beautiful pizza. Transfer it onto a cutting board and let's top it before cutting. First, a little Parmesan or Pecorino. I went with half and half to taste the difference, and I prefer Pecorino, but that's just me. Both are great. Then add another drizzling of Bang Bang sauce, your remaining green onions, and finally those crunchy wonton wrapper shreds. God damn, that is a nice looking pizza. For some reason, I don't own a pizza cutter, so I'll be using a chef's knife. It is what it is. Look at that undercarriage. Beautiful. And the perfect browning of the cheese. And that is how you make Krab Rangoon pizza. Let me know if there's another riff on Krab Rangoon you want to see. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. Maybe tell your friends. And keep on gooning.